According to new data released by the United Nations earlier this week, civilian deaths at the hands of U.S. bombs in the year 2018 actually increased 11% over civilian deaths from 2017 to a grand total of 3,804 civilians killed by American weapons dropped by Americans in Afghanistan in 2018. 3,804 innocent people going about their daily lives murdered through our endless war on terror. 927 of those, according to the UN report, were children. Almost 1,000 of the 3,800. So we're talking 25% of the civilians that we, the United States, killed in Afghanistan in 2018 were kids. You know, right now there is a lot of discussion, finally, about the U.S. role in supporting what's happening in Yemen. You know, in Yemen, where we have Saudi Arabia using U.S. weapons to kill children and civilians, and we're speaking out against it. Finally, we've got members of Congress who are speaking out about it. But we've got to deal with our own issues too. It's not just that we're aiding what's happening in Yemen. We're actively doing the same thing in Afghanistan right now. And it's technically getting worse. We're dropping more bombs. We're killing more civilians. We have become merchants of death to a degree that even the most ardent military-industrial complex victims couldn't have imagined. Things are getting so much worse, and there is zero sign that it is going to get any better. Because we have a president right now, Donald Trump, surrounded by war hawks, surrounded by people who think the best way to go about any kind of foreign policy is just to go drop some bombs on somebody. And that is what we are still doing in Afghanistan, and nobody quite knows why anymore. But the killing hasn't stopped. We're doing it every day. Every single day. It's happening overseas in a war that most people assume ended years ago. But the truth is it never stopped. And as long as the current people in DC are in power, it's not going to stop. We need a complete overhaul of leadership right now in order to make the killing stop. 3,804 people in 2018 were just going about their daily lives. And one day, without them expecting it, without them knowing it was coming, they were killed by U.S. weapons launched by the United States, and they did nothing wrong. This has to change. But again, it's not going to change as long as you got Donald Trump and his warhawk Republican buddies calling the shots in Washington, D.C. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.